I have never run for office before, but I'm no stranger to service. And I really appreciate folks coming out here. I know that I would bring some varied experiences in leadership, different kinds of leadership, to the State House. Join folks like Representative Lori Groundwick, who represents Old Orchard Beach.
It's all about Sam.
And to continue to weigh in on things that matter to us. One of the things that I've learned in my various things that I've done, whether it's practicing medicine at Marks Point or across the street at Deering High School, or the work that I do on the board of the Portland Public Library, or just one of the many campaign things, issue campaigns that I've been involved in, is how everything is kind of interconnected. Health happens to be a perspective that I have had and have studied and worked with, but so much affects health, and health affects so many other things, whether it be education or gun violence or et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I know that my varied experience would bring something important to the State House. I want to acknowledge and thank Jill and Barry for hosting us. In addition to welcoming us into their lovely home, they've also been just amazing volunteer coordinators and just sort of terrific people to be doing this with. Leah Cook is the campaign treasurer, who has been part of this from the very beginning. It is, by the way, illegal to have a campaign without a campaign treasurer. So thank Leah for keeping me out of jail. I want to thank and acknowledge Tracy, my wife of 20 years.
Oh, yes.
She's not 20. I'm not 20. Well, Tracy's the brains of the family for sure, but she also has been the one who has taught me how to have heart and how to grow as an adult. And with Tracy is Daphne, our fifth grader. We have a seventh grader, Maya, who couldn't be here tonight, but Daphne, thank you for helping me with the speech tonight.
I said, I need to go listen. She said, I've already listened to it twice.
Daphne is an actress.
I was going to say, she needs to learn how to show a little bit.
There's actually an interesting photo of Daphne lobbying Senator Brownie Carson on an actual piece of legislation, so he can tell you that that's.
And Senator King, we have a picture.
And Senator King, that's right.
You talked to him about gun violence. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah.
That's pretty great.
I'm basically a student of Daphne. They're not here. My parents live in New Jersey. Robin and Al Zager. I feel incredibly privileged and fortunate to have landed in their cradle. And they also, in reflecting on kind of why am I doing this, I reflected back to this sense of building community that they tried to teach me, and the idea that we can all have a part in building a better world. They've also inculcated my older brother Josh and me with the ethic of being descendants of being Jewish, being the descendants of Eastern Europeans who managed to get out and survive oppression in Eastern Europe, and the sense that we are immigrants, all of us, in one sense or another, unless we're one of the first peoples here. So I think with that ethic, that's another thing that brings me to public service and has given me a sense of humility as we work on things. There's a lot of people that have helped get us to this moment. I've mentioned a few. I also should mention Toby Hollander. Where's Toby?
It's right here.
There's Toby. And his wife Lucky, who are just like incredibly seasoned canvassers, campaigners, thinkers, local folks, like Eric Johnson is as well. So I don't think I won't take the time to mention and talk about every person that's on the committee, but I've written it out, and so it's you can circulate and see the diverse group of folks that bring all different kinds of things to the committee. And since this is a clean elections campaign, it runs on volunteerism. So I will not be asking for money, unlike just about every other political event that you might go to at the end of this. So please do take a look at the other folks on the committee, and I thank everyone on the committee for getting us here. 11 years in the Navy and 16 years in training and practice of medicine as a primary care family doctor have taught me a number of things. How to stand up for what I believe, working towards the common good, how to put myself on the line. I've learned how to rely on a diverse group of team members, because you never know what the problems, what the questions you should be asking are until you get people of different kind of backgrounds and experiences together in a respectful way. And that's just something that I've just seen. I've seen in biology, economics, and military, and healthcare, and et cetera, just kind of like where I'm coming from. I've learned a lot about principled leadership, about making things happen for the collective, making things better for. In the Navy, it was the ship. You accomplish the mission of the ship, even if you have disagreements with certain people on board the ship. You learn how to work together, and I really think that kind of approach is essential to a functioning democracy. And that's another thing that I've learned. And I've learned how to listen. I believe, I bet everyone here probably believes that a good doctor knows how to listen. A good teacher knows how to listen. A good legislator knows how to listen. And as a lifelong student, I consider myself always trying to become a better version of myself. I think listening is fundamental to what I do and how I do it. So if I come up short one day, I hope the next day I've learned from that. One of the most common questions that I've gotten from people is, why would I do this? Are you nuts, Sam? People at the doors have asked me that. Friends have asked me that. Why would you enter politics when there's, it's such an ugly time? And it is. And perhaps that's all the more reason to bring it, to step into the fray. I think the short answer is that I feel like I have something to offer. I feel like I have something special, unique set of experiences that might be able to do some good. Another way to answer that question is to tell you a story, a brief story.